George. For the first time in my life, I am glad that I'm not in the Big Brother house this year, because I would have that evil eye. 100% I would already have it. I could not put up with this. He's already driving me insane and I'm not even living there. Big Brother UK 2025 episode 3, and the new housemates have entered the house. I try not to be judgmental. I try and be different from what I used to be. I used to be quite harsh, you know? And I'm trying to scale things back a wee bit, because it's not nice to judge people that you've never met in real life. It's going to be difficult in this video. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering what this is all over me, I was in a Halloween snow globe explosion incident and I've not had a bath yet. So just in case you're wondering why I've literally got black glitter all over me. But anyway, I'm not here trying to look good, I'm here to talk about Big Brother. Cameron walks in, and when I seen his VT yesterday, I instantly took a dislike to him. And it's only because he seems like a kind of lad. You know how one of the guys, it's like, oh, I'm a geezer, I'm a lad. I can't stand people like that. However, when he was in the diary room and he was talking to Big Brother, he did seem like a really nice guy. So I'm just trying to be like, you know what? Don't judge a book by its cover. You could end up being like the best person in the house. In comes Richard. He is so adorable. So she was explaining how to say her name, and I've wrote it down here as Faye-Shala. So if it's not Faye-Shala, I'm sorry. I tried. She seems absolutely lovely. Somebody who doesn't seem absolutely lovely is George. Words escape me. Thinking about him, I've got a tightening in my chest. He's only been in the house one day and I'm already struggling. The four of them were called to the diary room, and Big Brother explained that there's two evil eyes and they got to choose who to give them to, and whoever they handed them out to was up for eviction on Friday. Apparently a lot of the public have been complaining that Big Brother's been too harsh this year. Don't watch Big Brother Australia. Whatever you do, Big Brother Australia is pure evil. I love him. But okay, it was a sin. She went to the audition, she went through the whole thing, she was excited. She was telling her friends and family, oh my god, I'm going to be on Big Brother. She went and bought new clothes and then she's out. Right, it's part of the game, it is a shame. But to say it's too harsh is taking it too far. Marcus was speaking to Faye-Shala about voting, and he says that he doesn't really talk about it because he's not really educated in it. And I'm pretty sure she says she votes for Labour. Now, what I find interesting, and I'm not trying to turn this into a political discussion here, but when somebody says that they vote Conservative, people don't like them and they've got certain judgments against them. But to me, Labour's just as bad. Do you know what I mean? And I wish that they weren't allowed to speak about politics in the Big Brother house. Because it's one thing to talk about feminism, being transgender, sexuality, like all that, right? But politics is a completely different kettle of fish. And the two things that I wouldn't speak about at all if I was in that house is politics and religion. I'm happy to talk to somebody about religion and say, oh, what do you do? Now, like, tell me about your prayers, tell me about different events that you've got. Like, we've got Christmas, what do you have? Now, like, what kind of prayers do you say? And all that, right? Because I'm interested in it. But I wouldn't get into a discussion about it like the way I would outside the house. And when it comes to politics, I'm keeping my mouth shut, because there's no point in getting into an argument over it. I literally wish they would just tell them that they weren't allowed to discuss it. When the new four came into the house, George was talking to Cameron about cheese, and Caroline said hello to George, and he kind of just blanked her. And then she was like, oh, I kind of don't know, he kind of shunned me off, and she wasn't too keen on him. But later in the episode, she was talking to him, and she says, oh, I think you're a nice guy or whatever. And he said, oh, some people meet people for the first time, and they try and make them like them. I prefer to do the opposite. I prefer to go down first and then back up, because forgiveness is a difficult thing. And I just thought, well, he's a cunt. Generally speaking, I don't care if somebody likes me or not, but I'm not going to go out my way deliberately to be not liked just to prove a point. I don't really know what he's thinking. It's as if he's trying too hard to be quirky in all aspects of life. I can't stand him. But he'll be happy to know that. Richard was saying he's a composer and an author, and he's just so cute. I feel like everybody's just got to go on with him. And he was talking about how he met somebody who was older, and he says, oh, you feel like my dad, you feel like my son, and he adopted him, even though he was like an older person. And everybody was like, oh my god, Richard is so adorable. Elsa seems sketchy as fuck to me. I seen a video the other day, and it was talking about people in the house who are already influencers or who are famous or whatever, right? So Elsa was one of them. I spoke about it yesterday. Caroline used to be married to that guy who does, like, is it right in the morning or something? Can't stand him. Like, there's a few of them in the house who have got a lot of followers. But Elsa's whole act about being a Christian and her like praying and seeing demons and all that, I'm really not buying it. And the reason is because her ex-boyfriend. I was talking to somebody in work today who doesn't even watch Big Brother, but they said that they seen a clip on TikTok of Elsa and who she used to go out with, and he says that guy is evil, and his friend, like, they're not nice people. So how she can be like, oh, I'm such a nice person, I'm like innocent and sweet, it doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up whatsoever. And then she's talking about she can see demons and how demons can have sex with and all that, and I'm just like, okay. Don't get me wrong, I think she's coming across as a nice girl, but it just must be fake. George and Cameron were talking in the kitchen, and he was talking about like the family tax on the farms, and I thought the two of them were getting on. But then George created the ultimate sin in my book. He told Cameron not to eat sugar. He says, oh, don't eat that, it's processed crap. And I was like, excuse me? Why are you telling him not to eat sugar? Who the fuck are you? Jamie Oliver? And somebody DM'd me and says, oh, he looks like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, but he doesn't even eat sugar, so it would be Charlie in the sugar-free chocolate factory, which would be absolutely fucking diabolical. Then he was saying something about young girls, or they all think the same and they all look the same. He said, slap some makeup on them and jobs are good 'un. And I'm looking at him thinking, what the fuck do you know about young women, or women in general? Maybe all women look the same because they're all in a far off distance away from him. Nobody will come near him because he's a creepy bastard. Underlying misogyny instantly is a no from me. And it could be the way it was edited, but Cameron was a bit like, Later, Caroline was asking Cameron if she was getting on with George, and he says, oh, I don't really like to speak to people that I don't know about politics. I don't mind it in real life, but in the Big Brother house, I would just say, like, I can't get involved in this conversation. The four housemates were talking about who they should give the evil eye to, and George gave his opinion. So then when they went round and says everybody else's opinion, he says, alright, so we just need to get rid of these people. And it was his options, and they just kind of sat there like, aye, that's fine. They ended up giving it to Zila, and you know what? Somebody had to get it. But I just think he is so cute. But the options were going to be Zila. Is it Zila or Zilai? I can't remember. Zila, Elsa, or Nancy. And then George said something like, oh, Nancy says she's Italian Polish. Make up your mind. What the fuck is up with this reprobate? I don't see how you can't be both. I mean, he's half Willy Wonka, half Oompa Loompa. And to be honest, I don't like to talk about people's looks, right? So that was a joke. But I will say, when he was standing there with that evil eye, I just kept thinking, he looks like a Marvel villain. And you know what? I actually mean that as a compliment. So we found out on Late and Live that the voting this year is changing from vote to evict to vote to win. Oh yeah. Which I think is much better. Let me know what you thought of tonight's episode. Let me know who you think is going to get the other evil eye. Let me know what you think of George, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye!